Alright. Let's cook the ladder with a little bit of Hunter. Bet it's a warrior. Mage. Alright.
Knowledge is power.
The reason I say warrior is because I feel like every time I attempt to play any kind of an aggro deck, I just queue into a bunch of warriors. Switch off of an aggro deck and then hit nothing but druids. He's just alright though. I think mage is okay. I don't know. If they hit like the turn 5 tsunami, it can be a little bit tough. Just gotta get after him. That's a little unfortunate. I need to kill this. I don't want to put damage into it, but I have to here. It's probably worth it to swing. Should be their weapon turn. It's probably worth it to swing and then just go ahead and play the, Oh, that's not a weapon. Point of hero power? Never lucky. Oh man, that's... That rose off that plant. And now I actually don't have a play. That's really unfortunate.
I hunt alone.
I guess I want this to die. They're looking like they're going to be a little bit slow this game. I'm just going to push this damage face. The good thing about this play is that the location is going to take up a space so that when I do play the rats, it's going to give me bigger rats. And it's going to give me a full board. Hopefully the board will still be full for the next use of Jungle Gym. The fact that they have already used their coin is really good. That kind of makes me think that they're not going to have Portal Mancer. So as long as there's no King Tide here, we're in pretty good shape. If they do King Tide, we're in horrible shape because our entire hand is spells. Well, at least we have a play, but you need to dodge the King Tide here. It's probably just damage. I mean, they really don't have any healing. And I'm gonna save the weapon swing. Hopefully it's not Tsunami, but they always have Tsunami, right? They always have it. I mean, I get a lot of damage off of this. Super great. So if they can repeat this, like with a con man, I think I just go ahead and concede out of this game. If they don't have a Tsunami this turn, then I think we might actually just be okay here. I feel like one of these water elementals is going face. Okay, they want to freeze face. That's fine. It's actually not lethal without some kind of help here. But again, we're just kind of like low on plays a little bit. Ooh. Still possible here. I mean, if they have a con man now, it just repeats under the sea. Kind of need to dodge a taunt. That's bad because it's removal. They're going to trade the 8/8 and then freeze face again? Not even. Still command lethal? That's unfortunate. It's just over, right? Well, the last one-cost card that I played was 6 damage, so if this hits face... Remember the target? That was not the right target.
Astounding.
Unfortunate. I mean, I guess we did still have an out. It was 1 out of 4, so it was unlikely anyway. I don't think that matchup is necessarily bad. If they wouldn't have had King Todd on 4 going first, then we would have been in somewhat decent shape. But typically, like with this deck, your board is so wide that they play Water Elemental, and you'll even still have minions that can attack, and they're just playing defensively because you're punching them in the face every turn. I don't know. I haven't actually faced that matchup enough with this deck to know just how good or bad it actually is.
Sylvanas versus Rafam! Oh, Banshee Queen, Banshee Queen, Banshee Queen.
I will never serve.
This should be Pain Lock. In which case, I think we're okay into Pain Lock. We just have the potential to do so much face damage. Kind of like, I feel like with Pirate Demon Hunter, I just never lose to,
No one's going to believe this.
With Pirate Demon Hunter, I feel like I never lose to Pain Warlock. Should be similar with this deck.
Me!
This does not look like Pain, though. It's a nice top deck.
I swear I saw it.
We're just going to be pushing for face damage here. Hopefully we can avoid like an early crescendo. Got these guys for next turn. Probably need to kill that. I can't just let it... Yeah, that's pretty good for next turn, I think, to hit the Leok. But this turn... Is it better to do these? These.
Vengeance is near.
I don't like the idea of floating a mana here, but that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm only taking 1 trade here. I guess I'm taking 2 trades. With the other rush. They pretty much, like, really need Crescendo here. Crescendo, like, wipes the entire board. And 5 mana is an awkward turn. Okay. Easy. It's like the first time I've ever played against Insanity Warlock that they didn't draw a Crescendo. Such is the power of Hunter.
Sylvanas versus the Lich King.
I will crush your defiance, as I crushed your city.
I kind of like the hands.
I will never serve.
Maybe Observer actually isn't a keep in this matchup, because we know that the Death Knight is going to be playing stuff early. What if it is, though? 1, 2... But I'm not even playing it on turn 3, because it probably just dies, and I don't have any way to actually get the buff off. So I think I'm going to look for something different here. With all these, like, 1 health minions, I'm going to have to be careful for Malted Magma.
I will drain you.
Like, if they have it, it's just really good. If they don't have it, I'm just going to spend mana next turn, make the biggest board possible, and then try to land a saddle up. If the saddle up comes down, I think we're in a really good spot. I just have to dodge the Malted Magma. He's alive! What's up, Eric? Oh, not much, man. Just trying to squeeze in a little bit of Hearthstone here and there. Actually, haven't had a whole lot of time to play. Just been busy with other stuff going on, so thought I'd settle in. It's been a really rainy day here where I am, so good day to stay inside, you know.
Have you filled out the paperwork?
I think this means that they're blood. But that's what makes the saddle up so good. I'm gonna have saddle up on a full board. And then the jungle gym. We're going all face. Force our opponent to do something.
That minion cannot fight yet.
The Consecrate doesn't even really do a whole lot here because of the saddle up. I think I just kill him. Like Jungle Gym hero power. Just dead. They're Omega dead. Nice control deck, buddy. Raining here too in Maryland. It's just a rainy day, man. I think it's actually supposed to rain like all week here. It started yesterday, man, at like 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon, and then it rained all night, and I think it's rained all day, but it's been kind of like a light rain for the most part. Nothing too heavy, just steady all day. Really makes me wish that I would have, like, planted some grass and fertilized and whatnot.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
I think the workhorse is a keep here. But I need some earlier stuff as well. Not really what I was hoping for. These aren't the kind of cards that you want in your hand in the beginning of the game. And I'm not sure how sold I am on Monkey Business. Sometimes your hand is really full. If you play like Trimmers and maybe you play the Patchwork Pals. Really like that. Turn 2, Pet Parrot. Turn 3, Workhorse.
I smell gold.
But yeah, it's not that good if your hand isn't really full.
Keep on panning.
Assuming this is like hand buff Paladin, I think this deck has to be unfavored against it because they have so much healing. That doesn't look like hand buff, though. Skill command. Push face. I've not played Hunter in a long time, but this is interesting. That's unfortunate. And that's kind of a sad trade to make. That feels a little bit better. Yeah, I don't think I'm in a really good spot this game. Oh, especially if they have the yeah, I think that's just gonna be game.
Masterful. I concede.
There's not really any kind of comeback mechanics in this deck. Wasn't really expecting to see that kind of paladin. Can't win them all. Yep, that's right. I feel like we're in a spot where there's a lot of different decks that you can play right now, which is good. But at the same time, people are kind of bored of the same decks. Like, the mini set didn't really do anything other than big spell mage.
This is not my first guerrilla war.
The penalty
So I feel like a lot of people are kind of
is death.
experiencing like a form of fatigue with what they're playing.
Prepare to take off.
Patches, and he's gonna get like an insane trade. Maybe top deck weapon. Also don't have a good way of being able to spend mana for turn 3 either. Now this is a game with a little bit bigger hand size where monkey business can be good, but you kind of need to be ahead on board for this to be really good. It's almost like a win more card, I think. And floating mana is really bad with this deck too. Have you ever played Slay the Spire? I have not played Slay the Spire, but I've heard some really good things about it. I played something similar to it though, and I can't remember the name of it. It was something train, where like the different levels of the game you're on a train, and it's kind of like a collection-based thing as well. I guess we smirk. Rebuffs and 4 mana to give a minion 3/3 is not good. Top deck Trimmers to fill my hand up some more would make it decent. Just not getting enough damage to the face here.
Shall never die.
That's a clone of the game? Yeah. It's just not good enough. I think I need to spend mana here. I'm gonna lose my entire board though. The hand is absolutely worthless here. It's not looking good. I need to top deck like Agrimar.
Lightning!
He overloads here, so that means he can't equip the weapon. That'll give me a little bit of time, but I've gotta find something. I've got 2 turns before I'm dead.
Magic is in the air tonight.
Another kill command.
That's bananas!
Yeah, I agree, that is bananas. And he hits a taunt with lifesteal. I'm gonna pretend like the only reason I lost that game is because they random the taunt with lifesteal. Eric, I should probably check out Slay the Spire. I think I see it on sale on Steam sometimes. I still can't think of the name of that other game, the train thing. The knockoff. Two off. I know if I had a top deck that was a little bit better than something a little bit better than, I don't know. It's just a dead hand. I had too many spells and nothing to do.
Sylvanas versus Maiev!
None can escape my fury. I will never serve.
I'm gonna keep the Tremors against Rogue. I didn't really want to, though. Just hope they don't have Fan. I mean, the thing is, I don't really have... None of my 1-drops are gonna beat Fan anyway, so... This kind of feels like my best chance, I think. Because even Catch of the Day, I have to trade for the 2-1, so Fan clears that. This just has the most potential upside. I'm gonna do this.
I will drain you.
So if they trade again, it's probably good enough to just go ahead and saddle up here. Slay the Spire is a good break from Hearthstone, and it's good content. I've been playing for the last month or so non-stop. Nice. Are you pretty much at a point that you beat, that you win like every run? Or is it even possible to win every run? I don't know. Like I say, I haven't played. I just played the knockoff. Not even close. Yeah. Must have a lot of replayability then. So he's looking for 2 damage to all minions here. Which is going to be fine because I'm going to saddle up whatever board I have left. Hopefully there's not like a prep something. I forgot they had the coin. But I mean, this tells me that they're not doing very well against these boards, so I'm just going to make another basically identical board and hope that they can't do anything with it. Hopefully there's not like a top deck fan here.
Is someone there?
Oh, they're playing Giants Rogue. This should be fine then, as long as they don't get something really good off of the 4-drops. Like, I don't even care if they put down an 8/8. And even if they, like, breakdance and kill a minion or something, it's not... Oh, there's the fan.
Stay alert.
And they hit a taunt on the 4-drops. I'm just going to go ahead and swing. I'm not really worried about my health total. I just want the 1/1. Next turn I'll be able to equip the weapon. Another weapon. Saddle up. It's also possible this just dies without that having to trade into it. The world record is 8 times in a row. That was second fan. How many fans are you supposed to play around, I wonder? Man, I've played this deck. I don't think I've ever had it perform that well against aggro. And he's got the 8/8 down.
None can stand against Tasia.
Try to do something a little bit different, I guess.
Formation champions.
So next turn I can just like play stuff and saddle up. I guess they can hit, and take this trade, but they should probably be pushing the damage face. They take a trade here, I'm relatively happy with it. Because it would give me an extra turn. Right now I'm basically just dead. Aru is messing with my agenda of cooking the ladder with Hunter.
This treasure ain't fit for our pilot.
I'm just dead. I mean, they're guaranteed to push the 8 damage face now.
I have endured enough.
It was unfortunate. I think they top-decked the Gaslighter as well. And they drew a bunch of cards, so... I mean, you can't really complain about it, but they hit Prep Fan, and then they also had Second Fan. Kind of ended the game. Who plays this rogue? I think it's, I think there's a streamer who plays nothing but rogue. He's played nothing but rogue for like 10 years or something.
Let the hunt begin.
He plays it. Outside of that, not too many people. Most of the rogues I see, or almost all of them, are the Wishing Well rogue. Generate coins and then throw down the Wishing Well on turn 5 and see if you've won the game.
Let me hear you make some noise.
It's unfortunate. So we're playing Odin Warrior, and they had the 1-drop on 1 against an aggro deck. That's tough. I don't want to coin this out. But also just do the parrot. I'll do this. If they have the Blade Storm, it just kind of ruins me. But I don't think I'm ever going to beat a Blade Storm in a deck that plays a lot of 1-health minions. Just going to have to take my chances. They don't even bother to trade. That's interesting. So at this point, I mean, they could have, again, they could have Brawl on 5. but I can't really afford to play around it. So I'm gonna have to do this. His luck versus yours. Yeah, that's kind of Hearthstone in general. Man, I can get some like really big hounds here if they don't clear anything, but again, going into the brawl, I'm probably better off. Maybe even just go like patchwork and play the Leok. Push as much damage as I can. If they do have Brawl or like a Sanitize, I'll still have a couple of minions on the board with these Death Rattles. Just need to push as much damage as I can. They're still at 21. And they're up to 6 mana now. Next turn, probably just like a Workhorse Huffer turn. I don't know, we'll see what happens. They really have to have a clear here for this, like, now. Or we just end up winning the game. Especially with, like, double location. Ooh, let's see, 5, 6, 9... Double location is 1 off. Did I count that right? 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 19. It's 2 off. I can't count. So then what's the play? Oh, did I miss it? Can't count. Were they at 19 or 21? I don't even know. 9, 10, 11, 15, 19. Yeah, I needed another mana for the hero power. If they wouldn't have had the Rockstar on turn 1,
Who could put a price on such powerful artifacts?
I think they're just dead. No matter what they get off of this, it's not going to be enough. 6 damage, they kill the Huffer. Mind control, they take the poisonous, kill Huffer. They're still just dead on board. If your control deck can't beat this Hunter, it's something's gone wrong. Odin, hey, they must have had a bad draw, because Odin Warrior should be fine against aggro. Well, they can't even mind control. I didn't realize that was the trap door. They couldn't mind control if they wanted to. Man, where's all the normal decks? Like, I never see Odin Warrior. Give me the Druids, man. What happened to all the Druids? I'm one of these people, like I'm like a conspiracy guy when it comes to Hearthstone, man. I swear as soon as you switch decks, you start to face an entirely different set of opponents as far as what class they're queuing up.
Let the hunt begin.
Like, if I switch off of this deck, then I'll start hitting Druids. Monkey Business just doesn't really seem all that good here. I should probably try to figure out something to replace it. Because even in, like... Oh, they have the pop-up book. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It fills their board with a bunch of garbage. So I guess I kind of have to, like, coin out the Rampage here and just take the 6 minions, because I'm going to need to make some trades. Otherwise, if they're running, like, a wave of nostalgia, it's just really bad for me. Turn 4 could be an interesting choice, too, depending on what we draw, but... I mean, I've got, like, Weapon to get another 1-1 on the board, but maybe I just saddle up. Thrall's Gift. It's not a whole lot. I mean, it would have to be a spell. There's not a whole lot they can play. Lightning Storm probably just ends the game. But I mean, if I get this down, kill all 5 of these, and probably just push the 1. You never trade for 1/1s. You don't trade for 0/1s either, but when they have taunt, you don't have a choice. Oh, well, I guess that ends the game as well. That was unfortunate. I guess they roped it because they were thinking about whether or not it was worth to clear their own side of the board. But I don't think there's any question that that was the correct play. So it's always a little bit disappointing when you see somebody rope like an automatic turn like that. Probably Sneaky Snakes would be the best top deck for next turn. That's tough, man. I've played this deck too. It's like a tempo shaman, and I never had this many proactive plays. If I hit that, am I dead? Not really, but close. I don't have a choice. Actually got really lucky off of that. And I'm just going to leave the 3/3, since I've got another saddle up in hand. But look at how dead these monkey business are. Okay. Well. That's really wild, man. I've played that Tempo Shaman, and I actually just didn't like playing the deck, because it felt like it was, it felt like you just never had proactive plays. You were always reacting. Maybe I just didn't play it enough.
Rexar versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
Need to get off to a good start here. If it's Painlock, there's a chance that you just get run over. I'd really like to have a 1-drop here. These are interesting together. But if it's Painlock, I'm going to be like fighting and trading for the board so much that it won't matter. Even if it's Insanity, I still kind of need a 1-drop to be able to start pushing damage. This is good against a lot of 1/1s. So they're just kind of in a weird spot, like hand-wise. That's gonna add up fast. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm in a spot, I play this, and it just dies.
No one's going to believe this.
Just spend mana. I mean, I guess it saves me 5 health, which may actually get me an extra turn to be able to kill my opponent. I'll be able to go... I'll be able to go Rampage into Saddle Up. I wonder how much trading they actually do.
I hunt alone.
They almost kind of have to trade here, though. Like, how sad is that? Oh, wow. Trolley Problem is really good for him. I don't know about that last trade, though. I haven't even played a 1-drop. Absolutely worthless top deck. 4 mana for 2/2 worth of buffs is awful. Like, this is the only play I have. It's another... Is the deck really that bad, or is it just, like, a lot of bad draws? I'm going face. They seem like they want to make trades. I'm not dead on the board. I gotta try to sneak in. I think it's just over, man. Like, this turn, having absolutely nothing. And they have... Okay, well... That's the end of that. Double Rook Trolley Problem. Need more cheap minions? Maybe. Gotta play some more games, and the monkey business definitely needs to be cut, so I could cut that and fit in like some additional stuff, maybe. It's just hard to imagine a game where it pays off. I had one game before the stream started
Sylvanas versus Fire.
where I think I ended up getting like 6 worth of buffs out of it.
I will never serve.
But it seems like that's really rare, because on average I only have like 3 or 4 cards in hand. It's like another bad hand. So we cut monkey business. Maybe for 1-drops. I mean, look. I'm playing a board-based aggro deck, and I might actually have to hero power on turn 2. Alright, well that's better than hero power. Did I clear my 1/1s? Minimum. And then I'm at the mercy of a top deck again. Oh my gosh, I think the game just ended. I'm starting to actually feel pretty sure now that I'm just like in a period of variance. Look at that, that got Rush. Reborn. Like, that's crazy. And then I top deck nothing. I'm pretty sure that I'm just in a period of variance. And that here shortly, things are going to turn around. I'm going to draw better and my opponent isn't going to draw so well. I'm going to keep on jam and play. We'll go for at least like 25-30 games with the deck, and then see where we're at. One thing that I really like about this deck, though, is that the games are quick. Get in a lot of reps. Already played 10. 30% win rate, man. This is like the opposite of Cookin.
I'm cold as ice.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
What's the opposite of cooking, man? I'm like eating, I'm eating raw here. Eating raw rabbits. So this ends up being pretty good, but against Death Knight, they have so much in the early game with the casualties and the Dreadhound.
One dose solves any problem.
Alright, I'm gonna make a play like this. Next turn I can buff what's on the board. I mean, I guess they could hero power and kill the 3-1. And that's like their worst case scenario. They should have something better. Rabbit stew. Yeah. They always have this. Oh, they have a second one? Not exactly. It's kind of the card I didn't want to see.
No one's going to believe this.
I have to take a trade here. The other issue is, when they draw the location, it's just so good against my 1 health minions. They make this trade. Still have a 1-1. Be able to trade next turn as well. At least I get to push. It's actually a really good top deck. Best top deck I could have had. Just gonna play everything. Like, I'm never beating AoE anyway. And I'm just gonna go face. Like, basically I just have to hope that they don't have a malted magma. They don't have threads. They don't have corpse explosion. Whatever it is they might be actually playing here. Let's cover my eyes and go. So that's actually not that bad for us. Top deck, saddle up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, well there's another loss.
Masterful. I concede.
I keep forgetting to actually go in and cut the monkey business and switch it out for something. I'm wondering if it's actually not just Miracle Salesman. There's quite a few turns where I'm floating 1 mana, so having the tradable would help me to be able to spend mana on those turns, plus just being able to get something else out of the deck.
Versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
I will never serve.
Double Rampage. Rampage 3 into Rampage on 4. Opponent is going first. So what's the chance that they have King Tide, I wonder? 100%? Is it 100% King Tide on 4? While my hand is full of nothing but spells? Into Tsunami? So turn 3 is going to be the weapon turn. So I go this, play the minion, they weapon, they kill the 3-1. I can coin out this, and then the following turn play the second one. Other option is just play Observer of Myths, but I don't think it's not going to do anything for me just yet. So I think I stick to this plan, and then I've got like Observer drop this to be able to buff the board when I have a wide board of rats. I just need to dodge the Tsunami. They just drew it. So far, they don't have any coins, though. So they need either Portalmancer or King Tide. Is it really 100%? Could just drop, like, these three.
Victory is in my grasp.
It's probably better to play this. If they have Portal, or if they have King Tide, I'm going to want to play minions, because I won't be able to play spells. If they have Portalmancer, they're going to have to wait a turn anyway. %. Come on, man. Got to be a little bit more optimistic about these things. Double Dirty Rat? That's crazy. And that's a good top deck. I don't really get to push any damage face, but I'm going to get to keep my board, which is going to be good. So if they have Tsunami, I mean, it's pretty likely that they kill these minions, and then I get Death Rattle minions that are going to be able to still punch him in the face, with still some potential reach in hand as well. And they don't even have the Portalmancer. See, it's variance. Now my opponent draws bad. I'm top decking. This is great. Oh, they must be playing. They must be playing Reno Mage. That's why they drew bad. Reno decks can actually draw bad. Need to make some board space. Just gonna buff my board here.
No one's going to believe this.
I think they can't play the Tsunami until turn 7. What else do they have? Well, I mean, this resummons, yeah. Since this got buffed, it was going to resummon a 3-attack minion, so I would have been able to kill him anyway. Finally. Alright, this is the beginning of the win streak right here. I still forgot to cut monkey business, man. As soon as one game ends, I'm just clicking play. And then as soon as I do it, I'm like, oh man, I meant to change the deck a little bit. What's up, RB? Haven't seen you stream in ages. Thought you might have given it up. I wouldn't say giving it up, man, but it's, you know, I was never, just being honest, I was never like
Blade will not falter.
The penalty for
a regular
is
streamer. I just have so much other stuff going on, man. I like to do it in my free time. I like hanging out. And, you know, it's enjoyable to talk to people and play some Hearthstone. But sometimes, you know, I mean, I work a full-time job, family, and just have a lot of other stuff going on. I did take a break from Hearthstone, so that caused me to be gone for quite a while. Came back, I think, around the end of July. What's better here? These, I'm definitely going to be coining out these guys. I would probably rather play the catch of the day. Turn 2, turn 3, and then when I replay a 1-cost card, I'd rather have a 3/3 with Rush. Man, even if I coin this out, they just remove so much just by having these on the board. Does that change what I'm doing at all? Go this and coin snakes.
vengeance is near.
It's really bad against Malted Magma. Nothing I do is going to be good against Malted Magma. So I'm gonna do this. And that's going face. So if they have Malted Magma, they can just like trade here. They still have the 1/1. And then they still have 2 more uses on Malted Magma for my low health stuff. Death Knight's probably the worst matchup for this deck. I'm gonna go ahead and trade like this just to try to maintain some kind of a board here. Again, Malted Magma probably just ends the game at any point. Location is really good for him as well. Would have been nice to be able to push 2 here. I like watching you play. Nice. I appreciate you stopping by. And kind of another situation where I'm struggling pretty hard. I'm not getting a board to stick. I think this game is already over. Like at turn 6, my opponent's at full health with a location on the board. I think I'm better off just getting out of this game. Like, you just never win from this spot. I can emote too. Wait a second. Alright, so the monkey business is definitely a cut. And let's just try the salesman to see. It's not even that bad if you have like salesman with the pet parrot. Because again, I feel like there's a lot of turns where I end up floating a mana just because I'm not able to spend it. So even if I get an extra tradable, like repeating the 2/2 isn't necessarily going to be all that bad. Just need a little bit of help with the consistency. And not having like dead hands. If Monkey Business does go in the deck, it's probably a one-of, but your hand is never full enough for it to be good at that cost.
The time for dreaming is over.
Let the hunt begin.
I'm going to keep the Rampage versus Mage. And I'm probably going to coin out the remote control unless I top deck a 1-drop. It'll be fine to play this on 4. But I like the idea of having a lot of minions on board if they Tsunami. And we know that they're not going to have, unless it's another Reno Mage, we know they're not going to have a way to be able to address like a wide board. Which is going to make our saddle up good if we happen to draw it at some point as well. I mean, if I play this... I think this is still the play. Turn 2, I can play this and then swing into the 2/1. That's going to leave a 3/3 on the board. Oh, a kitty cat. Please don't turn my computer off.
I raise, you fold.
So they've got 2 coins now. This is their weapon turn. I'm having to play defense against my cat. My cat has a bad habit of jumping up on my computer, and she actually lands directly on the power button. So if the stream ends, I'll be back as soon as everything starts back up.
I hunt alone.
I'm just gonna go as wide as I can here. So I guess this is their King Todd turn if they have it. 2 coins in hand, they could actually coin Portalmancer and play it and Tsunami this turn as well, which probably just wins them the game. Both locations in hand. If they do have a King Todd play, it's probably just double location. Search Pod not super great here. Ooh. And see, here's a situation. I think the best play is to just do this, push as much damage as I can. Interestingly enough, they coin this out, so that means that they... Maybe that doesn't mean anything. That's 12 damage. And I should have minions. I think I can do this next turn. I just spend my mana this turn. And everything is going face. So we clear the 5/5 and push a ton of damage face. Yeah, so this is looking like a win. I mean, even if they have the Tsunami right now, I should have enough time to be able to kill him. Yeah, and they just drew it, so I think we're fine here. It's actually just over. Maybe it's not just over. I spoke too soon. Ooh. I may have spoken way too soon. I mean, I could do this now. I do this, and they're going to have to trade for it. Or either they have to have a way to be able to play the, what is it, Sunset Volley? I do this now, I have another one next turn when the locations open back up. So they're going to trade for these. So they can trade for all of these and freeze my face. But it's going to reduce the amount of health that's on the board. Hopefully they don't have like a... Come on, man. They actually don't freeze face here. And imagine they don't get the taunt. Still maybe okay. Even if they have a con man at this point, as long as they don't get another one of these. Come on, man, this isn't really a... You're not really playing a think about it kind of deck here. Big Spell Mage ain't really a think about it kind of deck, man. It's just a let it fly kind of deal. Top deck kill command just kills him. Oh, they're just dead anyway. We win this one. Alright, that's the beginning of the win streak right there. What happened to my stats? They weren't showing on the screen last time. Oh, it's because I changed the deck. I just need to combine them and, gotta combine them in
Illyria versus the
whatever
Lich
this thing is called.
King.
Fire something. Firestone?
Will serve me. Death.
Oh, baby.
Power before death.
5 and 9. Come on, man. And another Death Knight. What's with the Death Knights all of a sudden? It was nothing but druids. Alright, I'm not keeping trimmers against Death Knight here. The match is so bad. Like, the Dreadhound Hunter and the Mining Casualties, I just don't beat. I got a nice curve this time, though. 2, 3, and then I've got options on 4.
Nothing can catch my hounds.
Might be able to get a good saddle up this game.
Face your end.
Depends on what they do here. Basically, playing a card is really good for them, and they don't play a card. The feeling when your opponent doesn't play a card. Just a workhorse.
Your end.
So location is good for him here. This turn or the next turn. That's going to get him a malted magma. And maybe a horn. So I'm going to need to saddle up. Fortunately, this is a really good top deck and I still have the coin.
Face your end.
I briefly considered like making the trade and then put the saddle up on the 2/1s. That may have been correct, but I want that face damage. Alright, so we do still have a little bit of a board left. What does this do?
No one's going to believe this.
Let's buff the board and push as much as I can.
My hand is full.
That's a good burn for us. That means they're playing the control version, which I feel like there's no way we can possibly be favored.
Ingredients? Who's asking?
Unfortunate. I don't think we're going to get this last bit of health, and they're going to have healing as well. Let's start with the trade. That's just not good, man. Just not good. I mean, they can even, like, make this trade in Malted Magma. Kind of need, like, Agrimar off the top. Oh yeah, we're definitely not getting that.
Masterful. I concede.
Hey man, did you remove the super chat? How do I give you a tip? Well, I got good news for you, Eric. Because I was inactive for quite a while on YouTube, I am no longer partnered on YouTube. Which, as far as I know, means that, like, the super chat is gone, all that stuff. You just can't do it. So, appreciate the thought, but save yourself some money there, brother. I have to, you can get it back. So they sent me an email and they said something like, you have to get back up to the minimum requirements for YouTube partnership, and then basically you'll be like reinstated. So for me, the only thing that I don't have is the watch time. You have to have a minimum of like 4,000 hours watched in the last 12 months. And because I've had like very, very long periods where I just didn't do anything at all on YouTube,
Let the hunt begin.
I've fallen way, way below that. So again, I can get it back, but it's probably not going to be anytime soon. Well, it definitely won't be anytime soon. The interesting thing is, I mean, I don't know. If I went live, like every single time I played Hearthstone, it would still take me probably months to get that much watch time back. Typically, like, the live streams, for me, don't generate, like, as many views and watch time as just, like, the regular videos. But I find, like, streaming to be more enjoyable than just making a video. Now see, with a hand like this, the monkey business could be good because 4 mana for 6/6 worth of buffs and 2 bananas in hand. Alright, I need to get on the board maybe a little bit more aggressively than what I am. I'm going to go ahead and use the coin here. What's up, Chaos? Nice to see you again as well. Appreciate you stopping by. We're cooking with Hunter, man, to the tune of a 33% win rate, Chaos. You've been missing all the action. Here, making a video is more work compared to just going live, especially playing the YouTube algorithm game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't fully understand exactly how all that works. I just need to be as wide as possible, I think. It's just gonna look like this more so than the workhorse. That's not to say I don't enjoy making videos, but it's just I like people and talking to people and interacting, and you know, you don't really get to interact with people when you just make a video. Work-wise, I would say they're probably about the same. Some of the videos that I've made, I've spent like, gosh, I don't even know how many hours. Because I'll use like a lot of B-roll, so I have to find the B-roll, and then if I make a video where I'm like, oh, hey, look, I played, 50 games, it takes time to play those 50 games, and then you gotta do the editing, so on and so forth. They actually didn't draw for this, which means they have both in hand. So I need to dodge like Portalmancer in a big way. This again just looks like a go wide turn. I mean, even if they have Portalmancer, I've got a kill command in hand, and they're at 16 health, so hopefully they're not running. I think most of the big spell mages have cut that the 5-drop that generates armor. But for the most part, individual minions... Oh yeah, that should just do it, right? Is this lethal? Yes, it is. Can I count? That doesn't matter. It's lethal with hero power next turn, if my counting fails me. But it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, you can easily spend... And I mean, I'm not even doing, like, massive amounts of editing and stuff like that. Like, I honestly, I don't know how to do that. I probably don't have the equipment and the knowledge, and even the applications to do the really cool stuff. But it takes longer than you think it does, for sure. I liked Shadow Priest. What happened to that? I think a lot of the Shadow Priest cards just rotated. I'm a little bit in the dark on that from where I took, so much time.
Versus the Lich King.
And I swear
None shall escape my wrath.
I never really saw Death Knights for a long time, man. It was so many druids. And now I'm playing a deck that, like, Death Knight is just the natural predator. What have we played? I think I like this better than playing that. I do this on 2 and then turn 3. Hopefully we top deck something better than this, but then I have the weapon to kill the 2-1 with Rush. If it's actually Plague Death Knight, there could be a chance.
In Asura's name.
Let's see. 16 games, 4 Death Knights, and 4 Mages.
Candle Mudslayer.
Go ahead and take you another damage. Icy Marth is playing along with us here, furthering the plan of them losing. I like it.
No one's going to believe
It's just more damage.
In Asura's name.
So they need, like, Cultist is really good for them, and so is the Tomb, whatever it is, that does 3 AoE to the board. I kind of need this board to last one more turn. I think that means... It looked like they targeted it with something. Yeah. So I can do this, play Leok, and it's kind of coming to a point that I'm getting so much damage out of this board that I think we just win. Double coin hero power. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty good for him. That is pretty good for him.
In Asura's name.
And I don't care about that. It's just all about the face damage. They're at 10. I have Huffer, I have Kill Command, and I have Hero Power. So I think we should be winning this game. Unless they have some kind of way of gaining health. We should just be fine here. Drag is flashy, but not good enough. There we go. I'd like to thank Icy Marth for choosing to play Plague Death Knight instead of a good version of Death Knight. Can I have more Plague Death Knights, please, Hearthstone? Hearthstone, you really owe me some good matchmaking after all the years that I've been punished so hard. Nicely done. Thanks, Chaos. I don't think I did anything, man. That was kind of like a matchup win. Just play cards. Play cards, spin mana, punch face. This is a great deck to play. I won't say it's a great deck, but it's a good deck to play if you don't want to do a whole lot of thinking, man. You know, I worked today, got up early, went to work, worked 8 hours. Worked really hard, too.
Underestimate me at your peril.
Did a really good job at work, too, man. Got a lot done. And is it worth it? Surely it's not, right? I can do better than that. But you know, you come home, you're a little bit tired. I cooked dinner. Starting to get, you know, a little bit tired, end of the day. Don't want to be doing a deck where you playing a deck where you have to do a lot of thinking. Just sit back and punch your opponent in the face.
One dose solves any problem.
Hearthstone decided that I do want to have this on turn 2. I tried to give it away, but it just didn't work out for me.
One dose solves any
This is where they should probably be using the WoW emote.
Positively.
And that's actually kind of bad for me that they have this on turn 3. Because it's going to get big fast. I guess I'm going to try to set up the best saddle up board that I possibly can, and I just have to hope that they don't have a malted magma here. I'm even going to take this trade so that they can't kill a 2-1. If they have malted magma, they can like trade magma, it clears my entire board, and then they still have 2 mana to do something. Basically, I'm all in on this play.
my home.
Yeah. I mean, they had the best possible answer. The Malted Magma, plus they had second Dreadhound Hunter. I think that means the game is just over. I think I just concede here, because they still have 2 more uses of Malted Magma, and so much of what I have is going to be 1-drops.
Masterful.
I think we just save ourselves the embarrassment. What do you think of the game these days? I find myself not playing as much. I didn't even get all the rewards in the most recent event. I really enjoyed Reno Warrior, and the deck got gutted. I mean, just being honest with you, RB, I've been enjoying it, but I say that as, you know, this time last year I wasn't playing, so I think around July, August last year, I was kind of in your boat. I wasn't having fun with the game, and I said, you know what? At the time, I think I said I'm done. I ended up just taking a break, but I uninstalled. I was like, you know what? Hearthstone, good run. I played for like 10 years, but I think I'm past it. And then I came back at the end of July, and since then, I've been enjoying the game. But there's a lot of new stuff for me. You know, like even decks that were around a few months ago that you might look at and say, well, that's an old deck. I don't really want to play that anymore.
Let's get right to the point.
It's still kind of new for me.
Before Death's Keeper.
And Fan of Knives just wrecks me. I've already experienced that once before. Once again, Hearthstone is telling me the cards that I want because it's refusing to allow me to get rid of them.
Much more fun to bring.
Alright. That's a lot better. Turn 2, turn 3. In the same boat, love mage. Somewhat not feeling the strain, feeling the meta. I kind of want to keep these guys stealth. If I do that though, man, I just get destroyed by I get destroyed by a Fan of Knives. Got a jungle gym here. And push face.
Now.
It's unfortunate that they got lifesteal.
Let the Badlands burn.
And that's also unfortunate. They can even just leave this on the board and I can't do anything about it. They probably should have played that on this guy. Man. Aggro Rogue. I'm just dead.
Masterful.
Even if I kill this the first time, and it's at 7 health, like that's crazy. Aggro Rogue. Drew everything that they needed to kill me within like their first 5 cards. I might be starting to see things the way you are, RB. Hearthstone enjoyment is crashing. Yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things, though, that the deck that I'm playing just isn't very strong. And when you're not playing a strong deck, you find yourself in those spots more often. Because you're not doing powerful things. And I think it's easy to kind of get in the mindset of, you know, if you're playing a mediocre deck, you should expect mediocre results. But then you start to, you know, well, RNG, this happened, that happened, and the other thing. And a lot of it is just the symptom of playing a deck that is not as strong as you potentially wish it was. This on 1 into Parrots is really good, though. strip off their armor. A little bit of protection against a Blade Storm here. Now this would survive. I think, I mean, Workhorse into Saddle Up. Might actually just be good enough. Force our opponent to have 2 removals. Chemical Spill Ziliax, we probably just concede on the spot. Aftershocks is it. So I think that means this is Odin Warrior. Hopefully they can't clear this and I can get the Saddle Up down.
There's always room for dessert.
Okay. I'll accept it. And I even want to get an extra minion out for the Saddle Up. Add a random piece of junk to your hand. Not entirely worthless. Still 3 death rattles on the board. Mana total's getting a little bit scary on the other side, though. Ooh. And that's 10 mana next turn. Are they dead? Aftershocks? Hmm. Is it lethal? Somebody count for me. I don't think it is. Oh, come on, man. It's nowhere close. I mean, I've got Huffer hero power. I'm 1 mana off from being able to double Huffer hero power. They're at 10 mana. Ziliax equals Reno in this situation. Come on, Panda. Make your play. Yeah. I mean, this is just like a Reno. Absolute Reno. I need mind control.
Who could put a price on such powerful artifact? I could.
Alright. They still heal for another 6. But we're setting them low again. And they were kind of,
Not be deceived.
I mean, they were in a bad enough spot that they had to have Ziliax there just to be able to survive. Still have 3 minions, if they clear the board, that are going to summon a random beast. Still have... Next turn I can go Leok, Huffer, and a hero power. That's a little bit more damage as well. I mean, 3, 5, and a Huffer. They need to clear the board and gain health somehow. Let's see, 3, 6, 8 plus Huffer. Right, 5, 7. Easy! Alright, I'm going to sneak away for a quick break, grab a cup of coffee. Friends list absolutely deserted. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. If you're headed out, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes, and I'm going to queue up some more of this Hunter deck, and we're going to see if we can actually start cooking the ladder. Thanks again. See you in a couple minutes. We're back. Gotta do a little stretching here, too. Man, I've always had my entire life, like, tight hamstrings. I was just never all that flexible. Even when I was playing sports in high school, I just wasn't flexible, stretching every day.
Feel the hatred of 10,000
And it's actually come to a point now
years.
that the tightness in my hamstrings is like pulling on my lower back, and it's making my back muscles stiff. And I was, this is good against Demon Hunter. This will be interesting. Demon Hunter has to be the better deck between the two. I feel like I just lose this matchup. But I'm going first, and I kind of have a start. But I'm going to have to trade all my minions. But, I've noticed that just like routinely throughout the day stretching my hamstrings, my back is no longer stiff. And I was at a point where I was like Googling, you know, why is my back stiff? And man, one of the first things I read was like arthritis. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I don't think I'm ready to admit, they coined that out? It's an interesting play. There's no benefit to just leaving these stealth, right? I mean, I've got one more turn before I can even saddle up. Next turn I can put a couple more minions in play and saddle up on turn 4. I'm assuming my opponent trades here. My opponent goes face. Good for you, man. For you, so that means I'm the one trading. If they have hot coals, it's really bad for me. Although, if they do have hot coals, it's their entire turn, and I'm just going to rampage here. But I have to trade because if they have the Hose and Roughhouser, I just lose on the spot. Probably just rampage anyway here. I mean, again, just with all these low health minions, I'm never going to beat hot coals. So I need to just not even bother to play around it.
Use more.
Probably should have punched in here because they still take the damage. Yeah. They had it. If only they didn't have it. It's a nice top deck for me, though.
One dose solves any problem.
The issue here is that... Well, the issue is that they draw like a top 10 player, but I'm just taking so much damage. Like, this is just too slow. I mean, they don't even have to trade here. If I'm in their position, I'm going face. They're doing me a favor by trading. But they're in such a good spot, it actually doesn't matter. And my hand is dead. That's unfortunate. I really needed him to not have hot coals.
Sylvanas versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
I will never serve.
Mixologist doesn't seem like it's been very good in the deck either. It's kind of one of those things that I just don't ever really want to play. Be nice to have another playable minion. Like an actual 2-drop minion. How much is that? The Hunter Beast? It's pretty good. I got this into horse. There's a Hunter card that gives a bonus effect to your existing beasts. I should probably be playing that. Cut the Mixologist for it. Just gonna push the damage phase here. I wonder, I guess this is Elemental Mage. If they, like, trade and ping, I take that as a win. It's actually Spell Mage. Man, that is, like, really unfortunate. I haven't played a 1-drop yet. So I need them to not have, like, something relevant here and get the saddle up. Fireball my face. What a hero. Turn I can actually just like Ziliax. Potentially Ziliax. I don't know, they might be able to remove some stuff here. Top deck the Heat Wave. And second Malfunction. They have no cards in hand though. It ends the Ziliax dream. It's gonna go ahead and use the location. Next turn, Agrimar. and take the +2 attack on the weapon. Punch them in the face really hard. See, they don't know about this, so they're not going to Frostbolt the face. Oh. Haven't seen Spell Mage in a while. I really think people are, I guess, like bored of the meta, and they're playing all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, I guess I am too. Wait a second. I need to check this out. Alright, Mixologist, you have not been my favorite. It's either 2 or 3 mana. What's the card I'm thinking of? Remember what it's called. This is the guy right here. That has to be right. I mean, even the worst case scenario, you play it on turn 2. It gives me like a bit more of a playable turn 2. But there's a lot of spots where I have a lot of minions on the board, and being able to give them a bonus effect. I don't know, maybe it's not that good. Is the only good one actually just Divine Shield? Well, no, there's also Wind Fury. I think that's going to be better than Mixologist. Like, it's... With this particular deck, it's hard to justify spending 3 mana on Mixologist and then an additional mana on the potion. Makes the curve a little bit lower for the deck.
Let us celebrate a new
And it would appear to have more
Let
upside.
the hunt begin.
I'll try keeping the Observer here. And I'm going to have to combine decks again to get the win rate back. The awful, awful win rate of this deck. This could potentially do some good damage against Mage, though.
I smell gold in them there waters.
So I'm going to have to trade for this. I can't just leave it on the board.
Keep on panning. Until low. I'm already attacked.
Bit unfortunate. Turn 3 is their weapon turn. You can just swing into a 1/1 and get a coin.
A limited time offer.
Sea Shield. Under the Sea on 4 would be really good for him. So I think I'm just going wide here. I can even just swing first to maximize the buffs. Trading. This goes up to 1 mana even if I make 1 trade, right? Unfortunate. Lets me protect the 3/3. Under the Sea is their best play here. Then ping. Still going to be able to play the Ziliax. I can play Observer and Ziliax.
In them there waters. Keep on panning.
Yeah, I think I just shove all my damage face. Could even, like, trade this guy. And then go here in Ziliax. Oh wait, no I can't. Alright, well I just did something really stupid. Pretend like you didn't see that.
Until low.
We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Alright, so our opponent, I mean, even if they have Tsunami, it looks like they're just dead. It doesn't even look like it. They're just dead. Congratulations, that's the best play that your deck can make.
The day is yours. I will.
Alright, now I should be able to combine the decks. So we're looking rough, man. I've changed the deck twice. We're at 23 games with a 43.48% win rate. But I think both times I've changed the deck, I've made it better. So we're going to keep on jamming and see. Part of the problem is I'm playing like 0 druids. 6 Death Knights and 6 Mages, so literally half of what I'm playing against is Death Knight and Mage. I've played no Druids. I feel like this deck would absolutely feast on Druids, but I guess it's weak to swipe because there's so many minions that only have 1 health. But typically if they clear 1 board, it's not that big a deal. This looks like a bugged queue or something. I mean, the Druid doesn't always necessarily have swipe. You think they do, but they don't always.
Rexar versus Throw.
Shaman's been a tough matchup so far.
Doomhammer, let the hunt begin.
Especially with a hand this bad. I will say, though, the win rate is really bad right now, but the first, like, 8 to 10 games, it really just felt like I wasn't drawing very well, and my opponents were drawing well, so I kind of chalked that up to, being just variance. We got to play more games to really see where we come in at. I mean, I hit this nice little 3-game win streak.
Solves any problem.
And we'll be looking good. Alright, so the question is, am I trading here? Or am I going face?
I hunt alone.
The answer is I'm going to trade. Next turn, I can go Observer, Catch of the Day. I'll be able to swing and hit the 2-1 that this guy creates. And then we're going to be going into a Rampage turn. My opponent is basically AFK. Not super preferable, but...
No one's going
should
to
still
believe
be
it.
fine.
Hunt alone.
I'm gonna trade here. I don't know, I might be over-trading a little bit this game. If they have like a Thrall's Gift Lightning Storm, it's gonna clear my board.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
This also can potentially clear the board, obviously not this turn. I mean, I can swing and then just have like a couple of really big minions. I mean, the stuff that's really going to remove big minions is going to be more expensive, right? Like the Vanish, the Twisting Nether. Other option is to just get the Ziliax down and push as much damage as possible. Or I can even do this. So I can swing.
Alone.
Get down some big minions. Take a trade. Oh, I did it again, man.
I swear I saw it.
Never mind. I was thinking I could steal Ziliax, but I was a mana short. It's getting too late in the day to actually be playing Hearthstone. So now if my opponent does have like a Thrall's Gift, I'm still going to have what, 12 power on the board, and then I play the Ziliax. I think I'm still, the Ziliax would be 4, so I'd be 1 mana off from the hero power. That's pretty good for him. So that's like equivalent to the Lightning Storm, except they got a big heal out of it. I think I actually play the saddle up here versus the Ziliax.
One dose solves
Which is that
any
9,
problem.
11, 17. Actually just set him to 12. Alright. Making a play like this. Baking Soda Volcano, I think, means that this is a Reno deck. So I should still have a board. Next turn I can go saddle up in hero power. And that's if they're not just dead. I feel like they have to top deck something to be able to remove this board. Come on, Star-Lord. You've only got 4 mana. I guess technically 5 for a Battlecry minion, but there's no Battlecry minion 5 mana or less that actually saves them, right? Got a heal and discover, still dead. Potential top decks for some damage. Hearthstone doing me dirty. Stone is doing me dirty. It might actually be better to get an additional minion with the saddle up versus a hero power. We have 13. I like this better than weaving the hero power here. I am asking once again, does Star-Lord have a way to be able to heal himself? Baking Soda Volcano healed him for 10 and removed like half the board. Then he had Amphibious Elixir and Altered Cord to heal for 11. They've healed 21 in 2 turns and they're sitting on 9 health. Oh, that's not good enough. That shouldn't be good enough either. Yeah, they're just dead on board.
Just you.
Easy! Realistically, this is what you deserve when you play bad decks like Reno Shaman. Giving people what they deserve. Honestly, I probably deserve to get top deck right out of that game because I'm not playing a good deck either. But, you know. What do you call that? There's got to be a name for that kind of bias. Perspective bias. Somebody help me out.
You're in my way.
The penalty for treason.
Up against Demon Hunter.
Death.
This on turn 3? I don't know, man. Basically, we just lose to Hot Coals. I kind of need a turn 1 play. So I'm going to say that's not it. Remote control should be good, though. So I've got a turn 1. Both weapons in hand isn't really good. Don't really want to have this. Class bias? Yeah, maybe. That would be a Hearthstone-specific term. Maybe it's just bias in general.
One dose solves any problem.
So I probably have to trade for this. But there's not much my opponent's going to be doing that's going to remove my 2/2, so I should be able to trade for it just fine. And double kill command is not really what I was looking for here. If they have the Hosen Roughhouser, I can kill it, but I spend my entire turn killing the Roughhouser and they still have the 2/2s on board. That's also, like, really kind of not good for me. Gotta get back on the board, though.
No one's going to believe this.
One dose solves.
So, that was actually an order issue, but in my defense, I didn't realize that this being summoned off of the parrots would activate the Observer of Myths.
Hide behind your servants. I will still find you.
And unfortunately, no beast. I'm gonna create a beast. But I'm having to spend my entire turn on this, though. It's really not good. Yeah, that's not good either. Man, what an awkward hand. If I had a playable, like something to summon a beast and just kill this, it's so much better. I'm gonna have no board whatsoever, or I'm gonna have a 1/1. Well, I guess, okay. It really is too late in the day to be playing Hearthstone. The taunt off of this could actually be a lifesaver. I can also create a Misha whenever I need it, and their Cane is gone. This might be the one time that playing Paraglide is good in this deck, if they have it. That's a little unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. If I equip this weapon, I'm basically doing it for only one turn and one 1/1.
Relax your mind.
So I'm probably better off, like, trade and Misha. It doesn't really do a whole lot in this situation. I mean, I can clear his board. Maybe it actually is worth it. He still takes this damage. Next turn, play this and take the taunt. This probably just never dies and I can take damage. I probably can't take damage next turn because I won't be able to kill him fast enough. So take the taunt first, and then take damage on the second turn. That's wild, man. Opponent has no cards in hand, and I think they just won the game based on this. Kinda have to make a different play now. Do I just hover to kill this thing? Trade in this. I mean, I really kind of don't want to give him another minion. Going face. I never win by going face. I don't think. I think I've just lost no matter what. That last turn was just too good. Oh, and they actually do play Paraglide. It's... I don't know, they spend 3 mana on it. But they're still able to push damage face. Oh, apparently I just died.
I have endured.
I really don't like Paraglide in Pirate Demon Hunter. I've played like 80 games of Pirate Demon Hunter this season. And I feel like it was good in this one situation, but I feel like in most matchups, you actually just don't have time to be able to spend 3 mana drawing cards. It's unfortunate. I feel like that has to be a bad matchup. Like, Pirate Demon Hunter is just a better aggro deck than this is.
I will never serve.
Shaman has been a really bad matchup. I don't think... I won the last Shaman game, but I haven't really been beating Shaman with this. One drop? Oh, come on, man. This looks like I've just been selected for a loss by Hearthstone. Based on my draws. My opponent goes turn 1 pop-up book. And I actually still just don't win. On the plus side, I've got a turn 3 Misha. Opponent continues to set up for... a Razzle-Dazzler. I need to be killing them before they can get the Razzle-Dazzler down, and it's just not gonna happen. I've done literally nothing all game.
One dose solves any problem. One dose solves any problem.
I'm playing an aggro deck. It's turn 4. My opponent is at full health with 2 taunts. Pretty sure this game is just lost. I mean, I only have 1 beast on the board, so that's kind of worthless. Leox Ziliax? Still, I think the game is just lost. Like, if they have a Razzle-Dazzler on 6, I'm probably not getting there. Although, depending on what they have here... No, it's just not good enough. Alright, well if they Razzle-Dazzle now... I've got my chances. No taunt, no rush. Come on, man. Taunt with Divine Shield, taunt, and charge. So that I'm just dead? guess I'm not dead, but I'm also not killing my opponent.
Victory is in my grasp.
And I kind of want to play the jungle gym. I don't even think I want to trade here. Yeah, maybe trade is better. Probably should have started with the trade, but I don't think it was going to change my play. And I needed some divine shields of my own. Okay. Man, I feel like there's a lot of games where that Razzle Dazzler, like if they only get one taunt, but 2 taunts and one of the taunts having a divine shield was just a little bit too much.
Illyria versus
Leroy!
Leroy Jenkins!
Cower before Death's Keeper.
Razzle Dazzler needs a mana cost nerf. Too much value for what it does. Honestly, man, Chaos, in my opinion, I don't really have a problem with the Razzle Dazzler. I think most of the time, that's what I would personally consider to be acceptable RNG for Hearthstone. When I stopped playing, it was because I thought RNG was just winning too many games, but I think most of the time, Razzle Dazzler is... it just creates like a wall of stats. So it's good, but it's not game winning. That particular situation, because of the taunts it created, it made it so that I couldn't win the game. But most of the time it just ends up being fine. But again, you know, that's just my opinion. So we're playing Pipsy Paladin. And kind of getting a little bit of nowhere. Alright, I'm going as wide as I can here. Likely into a saddle up? I mean, he definitely takes some type of trade with the weapon. And hopefully that's it. And hopefully there's not like the 4/6 Divine Shield here as well. Probably just another bad matchup. 4/4/2. Float 1 mana. Never lucky. And he gets another coin. So the saddle up probably isn't worth it for only 2 minions here. If it was 3, I think it's fine, but just for 2? Not good enough. This, however... might be okay.
Face me.
Yeah, so next turn... I'd like to top deck a Sneaky Snakes, of course, but I'll probably saddle up next turn. 1 minion off the weapon plus whatever's still on the board. Even if they have the 4/6 with Divine Shield, I break the Divine Shield, saddle up, and then I can like trade these guys.
May have gone slightly overboard on the size.
Ipsy is kind of not good for me here. And I can summon, what is that, 3 4/4s? They trade the Pipsy. But they have like What are they pulling? They're gonna pull, like, Ziliax.
Face your end. Face your end.
So I think I want to make sure that they can't kill this off next turn. Pretty much what I'm thinking. They might be able to kill it themselves. If they hit, like, the Titan, the Ziliax, like, it could be really, really bad for me. Might be able to actually steal the Titan, though. That would be a really good play. But the Ziliax would, the Ziliax would definitely be bad for me. And they can actually kill their own minion. Oh, that's great. And they actually get 2 rush minions plus this. Okay. Well,
Masterful. I can
that was unfortunate. I guess it's actually 3 rush minions once the sand castle turns into a location. Unfortunate game, but I think it was played about as best as we could.
Versus Scarlet.
Death Knight probably another bad matchup for the deck.
cower before Death's Keeper.
Well, it has to be a bad matchup for the deck. Yeah, this is game 7 against Death Knight. Currently 2-4. I'm gonna save the catch of the day. I'll play these after I have the weapon, so that I have a way to be able to remove the 2-1 rush, maintain the health on my 3-3.
Nothing gets past my hound.
A pity.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Face your end.
Well, our opponent just wasted a card, so that's good news for us. It really is too late in the day to be playing Hearthstone. You got cut.
Can't stand the cold.
No one's going to believe this.
Yep.
Face your end.
I mean, next turn I probably just rampage. It's not the blood version, so they're not running Corpse Explosion. Oh, and they didn't even, Oh, yeah, man.
Face your end.
I'm just going face.
I swear I saw it.
I guess there's an argument to trade here, because I could buff my entire board with this. Maybe that was a misplay. But I mean, end of the day, they would have had this plus hero power. I guess there's no way to know that, but against this deck, they're likely to have Frost Strike, Corpse Sickle. They have multiple. And the down with the ship. Still have a strong play here. I want to... I guess I play this first. I want to get the location down. Maybe I do just trade here first. Oh, and I got a Wind Fury. Oh. Easy game, baby. What's your day job? So my day job is I work for a regional East Coast grocery company. So I am in the grocery business and have been my entire life. I still have, being in the grocery business, man, I still look around sometimes and I think about 2020 when COVID hit. And, like, thinking back, it still just amazes me. Like, the perspective that I had was insane. I hope I never see that again, but if I do, I'm gonna be...
Darkness comes on cold winds.
I don't know what the right term is.
Begin.
But if I ever see another situation like COVID in 2020 again, I'll be better prepared for it, like from a mental standpoint, kind of knowing what to expect and so on and so forth.
One dose solves any problem.
Welcome to the crew.
Oh, baby. What the heck is this? What am I playing against? What is this, like Reno Death Knight? Come on, man.
Hunt alone.
Or is this a, oh, created by Keychain. Okay. It really is too late in the day to be playing Hearthstone.
My blood for the Lich King!
Dang. So I guess it's Blood Death Knight, or it really is, oh no, it's gotta be... I guess it doesn't have to be. Blood Death Knight, I guess, is the assumption I'm making for now. In which case, it's a really bad matchup. I say that quite a lot. I'm gonna hit the minion. Next turn I've got options, man, like... Well, Malted Magma just wrecks my board, in which case I don't really have that many options.
When I shoot ya, it's
No one has touched my hounds.
So... I mean, I've got the saddle up potentially, but I mean, this was how they answered a board. I think I make a bigger board and just saddle up next turn.
I hunt alone.
I mean, I've got 5/5s on the board. Probably overall better for me to just remove that 1/1. I think I should have coined the Ziliax here.
I ain't talking.
Well, now Ziliax is on the board and I got to save my coin. Oh, they have a Threads? That's unfortunate. Man, that card is so good. Ooh. Man, this might actually give me a Divine Shield or something that saves my board. So I hit here. I do this first.
I wonder.
And then drop the Canvasaur. Or do I just... Maybe I just go ahead and saddle up. Which is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I coined the saddle up, but most likely my board is dead anyway. Did get one Divine Shield.
Quickly.
That's unfortunate, man. I mean, if they have a corpse explosion, it doesn't matter. If they have second threads, it doesn't matter. That's not good, but it's not a board clear. Much in the way of follow-up here, though. Skill command. I don't know, I get the feeling it's still not good enough. They have so much removal and healing. Even with kill command in hand, I don't think it's going to be enough. I need, like, patchwork pals. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking when I was thinking about the healing. I mean, they could have a death strike to remove this. Second one of those. Speaking of second, do I just make one really big one? Probably make two big ones. Do that. This. Still at 26, my kill command is gone. I don't think I'm getting there. This is probably a game that I should have conceded. If they drop Promise, I think I concede. Next turn, if they have Yogg, concede. I need him to be like AFK, and it's probably just not happening. I'd like to see him use the third Malted Magma here. But that's also not happening, so like these guys are worthless. Except in this case. Just take the damage while I can get it. It's still not enough. I mean, Malted Magma, they would still have 7 mana. Yeah, and they have the Yogg, so... just to concede. Really tough matchup, man. I kind of needed him to not have the threads to be able to clear that board, but it's just unrealistic. That deck has so many different ways of being able to remove the board. You kind of have to get really lucky with your opponent's draw.
Sylvanas versus
Alright, I played a lot of mages with this deck.
Knowledge is power.
5-1 against mage.
Is death.
I like the hand. Like, go wide, and then buff him with an observer a little bit later on. I found that I'm usually killing my opponent when they're trying to get down the tsunami. Although, I haven't had... I don't think I've played against a turn 5 tsunami. Or if I did, that's the one game I lost. Turn 2. There's something out for turn 3. That's a cute little robo-dog. Never really taken a close look at this art before.
I smell golden in their waters.
I feel like Hearthstone has always done a really good job with their art. Ooh, man, that's a nice
No one's going
nice
to
top deck.
In Asura's name.
So this is kind of how I envision this matchup going. You know, stay wide, even if they have the Tsunami on turn 5, there's so many targets on board, we're still able to just push damage. And that's a insanely weak turn from our opponent. I'm just gonna push as much damage as I can here. Actually, are they dead?
I swear I saw it!
They're close to dead.
In Asura's name.
Well done.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? King Tide on turn 4? You're just dead. Dead. So the good news is with this deck, you are good against Mage. Bad against Death Knight. Actually, the only classes that I have a positive win percentage against is Mage and Warrior. But Mage is like 20% of, or 25% of what I've played today.
Sylvanas versus Garrosh.
Here's a Warrior now. Warrior should beat this deck.
The penalty for treason is death.
But so far, the Warriors have struggled. I've only played, in all fairness, I've only played 2 Warriors. But still. 2 Warriors, 2 wins. It's 2 more wins than I would have expected. Man, in other good news, if you've watched the watched me stream before, at one point I was having some like disconnect issues, and I thought it was YouTube. It looks like it actually ended up being my router. I replaced my router, and I haven't had those that reconnecting to YouTube issue. So that's a bonus. Alright, I'm seeing it, man. I'm playing this on turn 3, this on turn 4. I just need him to not be able to clear the... Need him to not be able to clear the stuff.
No one's going to believe this.
If that's a Bellowing Flames, I think this baits it out.
Let me hear you make some noise!
Alright, I had to change my plan a little bit here. So, if that was a Sanitize, they're 2 turns away from being able to Sanitize. They could potentially have a Brawl for turn 5. So, I want to be able to get the biggest saddle up that I possibly can to be resilient against anything that they can do. So I'm going to go Weapon and Puffer here. And I actually should have attacked first, so that this is a 2-1 instead of a 1-1. But I'll be able to summon a 1-1, 2 additional 1-1s, and saddle up on everything that's left on the board. So even if they have the Sanitize on turn 6, they Sanitize, but the board is going to have layers. Hey, what's up there, Ma? Hopefully I said your name right. If I didn't, make sure to get after me in the chat. Yeah, so this is kind of going according to plan. The Forge had to be a Sanitize, so I definitely need to get rid of this guy. And swing there. Gonna do that, and then I'm gonna saddle up. Now my board has layers. They Sanitize, and I should still have enough minions to be able to kill them, especially with the Leok in hand. Leok plus a hero power, plus 1 damage from the weapon. Sanitize as expected. Opponent concedes as expected. So again, it's just like, it's crazy, man. This deck is 3-0 against Warrior, and I would expect Warrior to absolutely destroy it. Correct try with surname. Oof. I'm gonna say, Jerzak. Ma Jerzak. You'll probably have to, like, try to spell out some kind of pronunciation on the surname for that one.
Sylvanas versus
Okay,
Cookin.
finally! This is the first Druid. 31 games I've played with this deck.
I
This is the
will
first
never
Druid.
serve.
I don't know, Saddle Up is worthless if they have Swipe. Like, my entire deck just loses to Swipe, because I've got so much 1 health stuff. If they don't have Swipe, and I get down the Saddle Up, I think it might actually just be game over. So I'm going to proceed like this. And I'm actually going to go Sneaky Snakes, I guess, on turn 1. Oh, Spell Power Druid. I could respect it. It might be hard to kill him, though. I don't know. I still just kind of need him to not have Swipe.
I will drain you.
For the first time, almost good. Nice. The question is, do I just play into it? Actually, I mean,
Victory.
I can coin out Saddle Up on 3 minions.
I will drain you.
I think it's actually just good enough. Like, this stuff's so easy to remove with what my opponent has in their deck. So now if they swipe, my board actually gets stronger. If they play the Sea Chalice, whatever, my board gets stronger.
One dose solves any problem.
Just try to make my board a little bit more resilient to the swipe.
I will drain you.
And then, like, the tradables off of these guys can maybe get me closer to something like kill commands. They're not going to have healing, I don't think. I guess they can use Sleep Under the Stars for armor. But then they're not, like, getting closer to being able to kill me. Rising Waves. Kind of a low roll there. Is that a beast? It is a beast. Alright. Just going all in with as much damage as I can. Swipe just clears my board, but, I mean, I potentially have like a Grifter with a hero power. And they are having to gain armor here. So now's the swipe. Okay.
I know my strength.
They're at 13. They have like no cards in hand though, which is good for me. And this is also good for me.
Drain you.
Could have actually saved that for next turn to guarantee like the big jungle gym. Maybe that was actually the better play. If they hit second swipe here, then they clear my board with spell power, and they do. It may have been a little ambitious to play that, but I mean, with all the armor they gained, that location damage. Need card draw.
I could.
Oof. Alright, I guess I'm going for random stuff.
I will drain you.
That's interesting. That'll be good if they drop the Vista. But I mean, opponent's at 31 health here. Kind of just, like, not getting there. I think it's the saddle up play. Got to make these as big as I can. I'll be able to get the Ziliax down as well. Actually, I'm not getting the Ziliax down. It's fine.
Buy one, get one full price.
Location and Ziliax for next turn. Again, the board just has layers. Kind of assume I'm not dead here, though. I mean, they're just not gonna kill me with the, with like Seabreeze Chalice, though. They're gonna need more swipes. They've already used 2. And Vista's not gonna see play this particular game. I guess if they can go like double swipe now, and it'll clear everything twice. Can't tell, is he swiping me? Oh, he is swiping me. Am I dead? I think I'm just dead. Man, if they have killed you, instead of showing these animations, you should just, like, explode rather than waiting with the rope burned all the way down like that. That was unfortunate. I don't know if that's, like, a typical matchup for this deck or not. That's the first time I've played against Spell Druid. It's the first Druid I've played. I was expecting to see a lot of people play in, like, Reno Druid and the Ramp Druid and the other Dragon Druid. It's the only Druid I've played in like 30 plus games. Yep, the only one.
Rexar versus Curiel.
By my hammer's might.
Let the hunt begin.
Double Observer is interesting. Wonder if it's worth it to, like, turn 1, turn 2, and then hopefully I hit something that I can play alongside this on turn 3. And the Paladins, especially if they're AFK, like if they just pass turn, I think I coin it out.
No one's going to believe this.
With the tan buff, you would expect like a Grime Street. Play the Bully. Well, they did make an investment at least.
No one's going to believe this.
Yeah, so next turn I can play like these two guys. Seven, 1, and 6.
I swear I'm
Right, I'm gonna do it like that. I'm probably just gonna be playing the Rampage next turn. I think I'm fine with that. Another option would be to play this and hope to hit like a,
Any problem?
I guess a bunch of 2/2s is probably the best I can do here. Let's go ahead and push the 9. And then next turn I can buff them and play this. They don't play Consecrate, right? I guess they do play Prismatic Beam, though. But I'm never going to beat Prismatic Beam, so I kind of just have to go in and hope to kill him. It's Ben from work! That means no Prismatic Beam. There's... I'm gonna play the 7. Oh, it is Pipsy.
Overboard on the size.
Am I killing him? 12? Yeah. Dead, right? Let's see, 6, 8, 10, 12, 17, 19. It's Ben from work. Alright, man, take your turn to Divine Brew, Holy Sticks or whatever, and get out of here. That's a cool entrance sound. Yeah, it is. Man, I gotta say, for probably like all of Blizzard, I think some of their best, or like their absolute best department is sound. Because like the sound in every game, I can't think of a single Blizzard game that I didn't like the sound, the music, all of it. They dwarf the performance of their developers, of like the gameplay developers.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
I'm gonna keep it again. Like, I can name a lot of Blizzard games that the gameplay isn't quite there, but I can't name a single Blizzard game that the sound isn't there. I like it, man. Equip this on turn 2. At some point later on, we drop this and buff what hopefully ends up being a wide board.
Face your end.
Just use more.
I don't know. I don't like necessarily dropping this to only hit 2 minions, but...
Reporting for duty.
Actually...
No one's going to
Face
believe
your
this.
end.
Oh, this is fine, man. I mean, next turn I can swing and saddle up on 5 minions, potentially.
The desert sun strengthens my rays.
I don't really mind this.
Face your end.
Just use more.
I swear
Like, I'm in a really good spot, depending on what they do. They only have 4 mana. Another Pipsy Paladin going
A
down.
limited time offer.
The battle is over.
They died! This is how I envisioned games going when I started playing this deck a couple of hours ago. Fighting hard just to get back up to 50%. Not exactly cooking the ladder, but, you know. I low-rolled for so many games. I feel like the win rate should actually be, call it 85%. If you're gonna dream, you gotta dream big.
Rexar versus Illitin.
Bad matchup, though.
Ends now. Let the hunt begin.
A bad matchup. I think I like keeping the Observer here. Like, my opponent is definitely gonna kill it. If they're having to trade 1/1s and stuff into it, then it's gonna soak up a lot of 1/1s. I think the problem against this deck...
My wool itches for war.
Well, maybe one of the problems
One knows
is the hot coals. If they have hot coals, I just lose, unless I can get a saddle up down first, which is, you know, pretty unlikely. Alright, let's think about this. If I coin this out, he can hero power, punch it, or take the trade. I get a couple of 2/1s, one of those dies. Following turn I can go this, and play all 3 into a saddle up. I think that's probably better than just like playing the Observer here. Alright, get in there, workhorse. I need you, buddy. I would probably prefer that he hit this with his face, but I'm assuming he just does this. That's going to be really bad if they have the Ozen. Oh, wow. What if I just played the Canvasaur like this? Probably not going to have the board that I want for a saddle up. I guess I just go as wide as I can and hope they don't have the hot coals, but they can still clear the entire board, even if I do that. Other option is to just be the Observer. Oh man, Divine Shields go a long way here.
I move quickly.
Alright, let's take our chances. Not that great. So he definitely clears the board. May have been better off just to play these. Interesting. Do I just play the Misha here? And trade? Now this is definitely a game where the monkey business.
Package type for treasure transport.
Okay, so I see what's going on now. I mean, I'm still really healthy, but I can't do anything about this board. Ooh, and he has a captain. Yeah, I think I just died. With no AoE, I just can't beat this. I mean, look at that. That's a 7-3. Yeah, I'm just dead.
Trust the pirate.
Be a good dead. Pirate Demon Hunter's definitely the better deck. Although I will say, I think this deck is better into mage. If I can hit a pocket of like these big spell mages, man, I'm just gonna go on a massive win streak. I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be back. And I actually have a friend that's playing, so I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of a spectate mode as I step away briefly. I will be back shortly. Thanks for watching.
A world cleansed of evil. Reveal Azeroth's potential.
Yeah, see, this Druid deck was kind of what I envisioned myself playing against the most. And I have seen just one Druid, and it was a Spell Druid. Spell power. Lots of Death Knight, lots of Mage. I'm 6-1 against mages with this deck. 3-0 against Warriors. 1-1 against Warlock, and then a losing win rate against every other class. Definitely can't beat Demon Hunter. Actually, 2-2 against Paladin.
Sylvanas!
Alright, here we go.
Malfurion!
This is what we've been waiting
I
for.
must protect the wild.
The penalty for treason is death.
We do just lose to Swipe, I think. But they have to have Swipe, like, exactly on time, too. And if they're swiping, they're not ramping, which could make a difference. Also, like, if I go turn 2, turn 3, they'd have to have multiple swipes to be able to clear both of these. Just need a way to be able to buff, like, more minions on the board and then buff them. Ooh, Tremor's perfect.
No one's going to believe this.
To play these, and then I'm like guaranteed, even if they swipe, to still have one Observer. And these guys the following turn.
No one's going to believe this. I swear I saw it.
Alright, so if he ramps, I'm going to be double buffing everything on the board. If he swipes...
Have you filled out the paperwork?
God, he actually just plays a Zephyrus here. Hopefully he doesn't get anything that is really damaging to my board. Also, that's going to be really good next turn. For this turn, I'm going to do this.
I swear I saw it!
Yeah, so even if he has swipe, I just go like these two and hero power, and then I can save this for the location. Like, the fact that they haven't ramped, I think, means that I'm just winning this game. Bit unfortunate that they hit a brawl, but not super bad. Still weak to swipe here, but if they swipe face again, they're not doing much of anything else. I've got this in the location, I've got Leok, I've got Huffer. I'm in okay shape. Still no ramp from our opponent, so I think we're just winning this. Is he dead? He should just be dead here.
I concede.
Yeah, between the location and hero power, I think it was like quite a bit of overkill there. Alright, bring forth the druids. And mages. So from what I've seen, this deck is pretty polarizing. Like, it has some very, very good matchups, and then it has some very bad ones. Definitely, if we're seeing just like a whole lot of Death Knight, you gotta be prepared to lose.
Illyria!
That's right.
Cthulhu!
Is this the guy? No, he had a different hero skin.
Your nightmare begins.
I'm gonna keep the
Power
Observer.
before Death's Keeper.
I was kind of hoping for a 1-drop. I kind of think I hold this. Equip the weapon, turn 2, and then turn 3 I can go Observer, Catch of the Day, and I can trade into the 2/1.
No one's going to believe this!
I meant to play the weapon, man. I misclicked.
Face your end.
Yeah, it makes it like really bad that I didn't play the weapon first on turn 2. It really is too late
I swear I saw
to be
it!
playing Hearthstone. So I feel like we probably lose this game,
Stay alert,
and we can
my
chalk it up to a misplay. Yeah. I think it's actually just over.
Masterful. I concede.
I don't know that we were in a position to win anyway, but the misplay certainly didn't help. But ramp into 4 mana, cheat into swipe is probably just a never win for this deck. A no-win situation, but again, the misplay was not good.
Illyria versus Lord Thamar!
First time I've played another hunter.
Glory to the Sindori.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
Not sure I'm keeping the parrot just to replay a salesman here. I'm fine with this. I kind of feel like the 2/1/1s are better. I want to stay wide on the board in the event of like a saddle up or a rampage.
Face your red. I already attacked.
And the only AoE that a hunter would have would be like an explosive trap, which wouldn't actually matter in this situation.
Face
I think we're actually just like way ahead this game, but it's more so because we went first and like actually had cards to play while going first. But it's looking really bad for our opponent here. I think I actually need to kill this. I kind of have to hope they don't hit a Hollow Hound.
Face your end.
And I guess King Plush is also really good for him. If they have King Plush, it's maybe just a loss. But I wanted to kill the egg because I don't want him to be able to like play the yodeler on it.
I am watching closely.
And if they hit like a Mukla,
I can do
yeah, they must have hit Mukla. Easy game, baby. Easy game. Where does that put us? 47% win rate? I think we're exactly 2 games. Yeah, we're 2 games below 500.
Sylvanas versus Magni.
Surprisingly enough, Warrior's been a good matchup for this deck. But I keep thinking that it's like more because they're drawing poorly than because it's an actual good matchup. I want to play this first because I'll be able to spend a mana with the tradable. Because I can like play this guy, trade here. Actually, I don't even have to do that. So I've got options here. I can play this, trade into it, along with a jungle gem, or I could just play the workhorse. Not sure if that's a Bellowing Flame or a Sanitize. No idea exactly which version we're playing. I'm just gonna do this. If they don't clear the board, there's also a chance that I could top deck a Saddle Up. They still have coins, so there could be like a brawl, either turn 4 or turn 5, so I maybe don't want to play too much out into the board. The coin is gone. They do clear the board here. Do this. They could still have the Brawl, and then they also had the Forge. I'm thinking this is Sanitize. They forged the Sanitize. Oh, it is a Bellowing Flame. So they clear my board again. I kind of don't want to Rampage. Or do I? I think I do. But there's just... They have so much removal, I just don't win anyway, so I think I just make the strongest board I can possibly make. But I mean, they've got Blade Storm, they've got Brawl. But they may do nothing? Okay, well, they top-decked another Aftershocks, so... When they draw all their removal like that, we're probably not gonna win. And honestly, that's probably the way I would expect this matchup to go, but that's the first loss against Warrior. Currently 3-1. But I feel like that's the way it's supposed to go. So the first 3 Warriors that we faced just drew poorly. Or maybe they just didn't respect the power of Aggro Hunter. That's right. Bring forth the Druids.
Song begins.
Let the hunt begin.
I don't think I'm keeping the parrot though, man. You probably never keep the parrot, right? I would kind of like my parrot back. Little bit of buyer's remorse here, but it's fine. This card ends up doing a lot of damage, man. It's going to come down to whether or not they have swipe. And if they do have swipe, am I able to generate an additional really big board? I'm going to do this. Like, if they coin out a minion, I probably just trade, and then I can make a trade and play this to be able to spend my mana.
You don't take the wand, silly.
Alright, well, you never trade for a 1/1. That's one thing I firmly believe in.
You don't pick the wand, silly.
I probably will trade for the 2/2, because I'm going to be playing the workhorse.
Just use more.
And we go face because, again, you just don't trade for a 1/1. And we're probably just going to rampage next turn. Although, I mean, if they swipe and trade, then the rampage is just like a million 1/1s. Which wouldn't be amazing. It's pretty good now, though, right? 5 2/2s? They would have to have like a spell power swipe, and this doesn't look like a spell power kind of deck. And then, like, I mean, best case scenario, the hero power. It's not going to happen, but imagine the hero power and then I play the location.
Can't win them all.
Bring forth the Druids. Again, when I decided to play this deck, I thought I was going to be playing a lot of Druids. And I just haven't. Almost, I think this is going to be game number 40. That was only the 4th Druid. And one of the Druids I played was Spell Power. I'm seeing a lot more class diversity now, though. For like the first 15 games. Oh, yeah.
Show me your strength.
Give me them Druids.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
I think I don't know, man. Again, it comes down to the swipe. If they have swipe, you just lose. Now, I think you do keep Parrot if you have the catch of the day. That's a really good turn, too. But like if you have Miracle Salesman or some of the other 1-drops, I don't think you ever keep Parrot. But if you have this in hand, I think keeping Parrot is going to be correct. 1, 2... Yeah, see, so it comes down to whether or not they have swipe. Like, you can just hero power this. Doesn't matter, though. I mean, they still take 2 damage. But I can coin this on 3, and then if they can't swipe that board, and I land the saddle up, then they probably just never swipe and hope that they have enough time. Oh no, we've played 40 games.
Time is running out.
If I saw more druids, I really think the win rate would be better. It's just a very polarizing deck. Too many bad matchups. Ooh. A 1-1 and a 3-3. Or 2 1-1s and a 2-2.
To shoot.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if I don't play the parrot for this now, then I just... That was interesting. But I now have a board full. 2/2s are going to be resilient to swipe, and then next turn I'm going to land the saddle up. My opponent may be playing like a throwback deck of some kind. Yeah, look at how good this is. Saddle up, big boy. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? 2 1-1s? How am I supposed to win like this, man? This is how you end up with a 47% win rate. They're gonna have 8 mana next turn. And I'm actually just not killing them this turn.
Face your red.
Job's done.
What do they do with 8 mana? Like, innervate Ziliax? If they do, I can potentially steal one of them and make the trade. In which case, we're probably okay. Innervate Yogg doesn't really gain him any health.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet.
Oh, and they hit this too, huh?
The virtue of the wild.
Yeah, I just lost. But that's tough. Oh, wow.
Masterful.
And then they get a 1-mana Yogg. So, just keep in mind, I got 2 1-1s off of Saddle Up. My opponent on turn 6 played like 50 mana worth of cards. Or they had 50 mana worth of cards in play at the end of the turn. They put ENR on board, refresh mana. They put Dorian on the board. They draw Yogg, and then they were playing a 1-mana Yogg.
Sylvanas versus Malfurion.
Cenarius guide
It's the
me
kind
to
of game
victory.
where you've just
I
been selected
will
to
never
lose.
serve.
I feel like I've had a lot of games tonight where I've just been selected to lose. But I kind of mentioned this earlier. When you feel like that, usually it's because the deck that you're playing is a very, very mediocre deck. So the things that I'm doing just aren't powerful enough. And so then, like, you're losing games and you feel like it's because of bad RNG, bad matchup, so on and so forth. And it's just not true. It's just a medium level power deck. And we're basically playing against meta decks, so...
Time waits for no one.
46% win rate. Oh, baby. What does this mean? We're playing against Reno? Reno Druid? What the heck is this, man?
I will drain you.
Honestly, I'd probably be... happy if they just hero power here. Oh, they're gonna coin ramp. I mean, I get to keep my minion.
I will drain you.
So again, I mean, we've got Rampage on 4. If they have Swipe here, we have 2 2/2s. I can swing 3 minions, so that'll give me 3 3s. 4 3 3s off of this. Which is maybe good enough to win the game, but I kind of thought that last game, and then my opponent had like a disgustingly strong turn. Disgustingly strong. They play ramp. So this is
Drain you.
this isn't bad. I mean, it's, you kind of hate to see the ramp here, but also just put a bunch of 4/4s in play. My opponent's only on 6 mana. If they do remove something, I can just put down a Leok. I mean, it's kind of looking like they're dead here. They are quite possibly Omega dead. Oh, baby. Easy. Bring forth the Druids. Alright, let me see. What does this do? Yeah, so you can see here, 48% win rate, 42 games. Bad against a lot of stuff. I don't think the deck is good against Warrior, but 3-1 against Warrior. Even against Warlock. Looks like it's bad into Shaman. Rogue. I don't know, man. The first Rogue game was kind of a scam. I lost to a Giants Rogue, the first Rogue game that I played. And the second game was just unwinnable, so I'm not too sure about Rogue. Paladin, 50-50. Didn't seem too bad. Really good into Mage. These were almost all big spell Mage. We won 1 game here. 50% against Druid. I don't know. I mean, the 1 game for sure was a scam that we just had. Bad into Pirate Demon Hunter. 3 pirates, 3 losses. I think it's really, really bad into Pirate Demon Hunter. And honestly, like for aggro decks, Demon Hunter is probably what you want to be playing if you're trying to just gain ranks. I like the deck. It's really good. As far as strength-wise, it's almost just like how much can you stomach actually playing against Demon Hunter. And then it's bad into Death Knight, which, you know, you would probably kind of expect with this particular deck. But I think that's actually going to do it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Definitely appreciate that. Always nice to see some of you guys in the chat as well. And not really sure when I'm going to be live again. I'm not going to make any kind of a estimate on when that'll be, as I'm sure you know if you're familiar with the channel. A little bit spotty in that area as far as how often I go live, but I'm going to try to do it again here pretty soon. And maybe I'll try to work on this Hunter deck a little bit more, see if I can make it more consistent, and get us an additional option into the meta. Thank you so much. I'm Uncorrupt. Good luck out on the ladder.